Okay, this is a continuation of the self-forgiveness for the male ego, which I am doing to assist myself now that I'm separated for 5 days. The other list did really work for me, so I'm continuing on. This list I got from destiny.co.za, www.destiny.co.ca. So, or you can log on to my website www.oneness-and-equality-as-life.ning.com and go to the groups on self-forgiveness 10 times or 20 times. That's the name of the group, and then look for the list there and click on the link. Okay, cool. So it says, I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that only the ego will want to fight and set the record straight through conflicts and arguments. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed to realize that I have manifested and designed this ego within me as me, because I haven't accepted myself within and as oneness and equality as who I am. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that I am responsible for my own actions and words in any given moment. I forgive myself that I've allowed myself to cover up and hide my inferiority. Open, close quotation, parenthesis, fear and honor for myself. Fear and horror for myself. And uncertainty, that's close parenthesis, and then after that, and uncertainty with ego as superiority. I forgive myself that I have allowed myself to want, need, and desire to be stronger and more powerful than others, to sort out and give direction to situations. And in this want, need, and desire, I have manifested the ego of the mind because I believed myself as who I am to be too weak. I forgive myself to have allowed myself to fear weakness. I forgive myself to have allowed myself to believe that weakness exists. I forgive myself to have allowed myself to play the polarity friction game of the mind by becoming superiority and hiding inferiority and uncertainty within me as me. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that the ego of the mind exists of suppressed anger within me, which has manifested as the ego of the mind, the demon that has become me. I forgive myself that I've allowed my suppressed anger to manifest as the ego of the mind, to exert out and express out on other human beings, situations, and scenarios separate from me, instead of me applying self-forgiveness for releasing the anger within me. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that I search and seek other human beings, situations, and scenarios within which to exert this suppressed anger within me, separate from me by becoming the ego of the mind. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that I will instigate situations and scenarios deliberately to exert the suppressed anger within me out on others separate from me by becoming the ego of the mind. I forgive myself that I haven't allowed myself to realize that I use the ego of the mind to get attention from other human beings, to be noticed by other human beings in any and all means possible, because I haven't accepted myself as who I am. I forgive myself that I have allowed myself to use the ego of the mind in justifying actions, acts, reactions, and responses to certain specific human beings, situations, and scenarios to be acceptable and okay as a cause and reason for wanting, desiring, and needing to do what is apparently necessary to be done. I forgive myself to have allowed myself to use justifications, reasons, and excuses to become and act and respond and react to certain specific scenarios, situations, and other human beings from within and as the ego of the mind to fuel and compound the hunger to experience the sense of power, importance, and control. So we'll continue on in another video. We'll see you then.